I'm sorry for being... But you've saved us. Bill... Liz and I thank you for that. Widows spare you.
return. And in your wake, Dalentarth blossoms. The flow is rearranged, now and forever. Nash's brood is at an end. You have destroyed what was written, and made a new fate for Dalentarth. Even your darkest ally walks a lighter path. And yet the Tuatha still spread, marching with Prismeer and pain. You have only delayed our doom. Perhaps you are both new, you are both unusual. But do not overestimate yourself. You must know this, Quickling. The age is changing. Immortals are passing and the future belongs to the young races. If there is a future to be had. Go and stand at the heart of the She. There you will find Issa. And perhaps you will find wisdom as well. I can no longer ignore the quicklings like your kind who rush through the world, ever anxious, ever eager, ever evolving, but never changing. Fools who hack at my roots and burn, and sometimes sages who hang from my branches and learn. Nash and her brood would have spread across Dalentarth and brought the taint of Prismeer with them. So it forever was to be, until you set about to stop it. Only the path of your own choosing. Stand at the heart of the She. And if that path includes the gardens of Issa, I shall allow it. May your path be long and evergreen.
not distract me, Gosling. I meant to watch.
Ah, you have arrived at last. Welcome to the Gardens of Issa, home of the Summer Court, and the warm heart of the Feylands. I know you had hoped to speak with the High King, but our seers sense a danger pursuing you. Naturally, we cannot allow such threats to be brought into the High Court, perhaps once you have dealt with your own unfinished business. Truly a place of wonder, as it has always been and always shall be. Here springs the life well of Dalentarth, and the greater Feylands in all directions. It is a pity that some of our kind have fallen to such degenerative states, but we cannot shed a tear for their weakness. Too many mortals misunderstand the Winter Court. Our cold cousins are not evil, but merely evoke the darker truths of nature, from subtlety to decay. Perhaps it makes sense that children of dust are put off by those who embody their inevitable death, but it is regrettable that so many are misunderstood. The ranks of the Fae were not always sullied by the presence of anything so coarse as the Tuatha. Once, the Summer and Winter Courts existed in harmony. But Gadflow perverted the Winter Court with talk of his new god, and from that poison, the Tuatha arose. We are the Summer Court, the very embodiments of courage, honor, and all things bright and proud. Some envious few in the Winter Court would call us arrogant and self-righteous, as well as all manner of other epithets. But remember, we are the ones who stayed true to tradition, while they turned to barbarism. The Tuatha find new recruits from our ranks. The sapling of the World Tree bears centuries of great wisdom. Of course, long-lived as Nirlam is, it is still regrettably mortal. Even all greatest mortal wisdom cannot compare to the perspective given by true agelessness. Begging your pardon, of course. High King Titarian is Lord of the Summerfey, the font of all our wisdom, and first amongst the immortals. And since Gadflow tragically murdered the High King of the Winter Court, Titarian is the greatest and last true leader left of our kind.
Have you seen Lord Setter? Brio is looking for him. Lady Wenry as well.
If sage crafting intrigues you, visit Orlana. She is always in need of help.
Carolyn is one of the most talented fate weavers in Amalur. The power of the font improves your sight.
Shouldn't you be in Feltown? There is nothing of interest to you in the Understyle. Olaine will not tell you of this. She disapproves of pride. She does embody nature's truth, a sharp and silent, simple truth. And yet Oline will always shine among the ballad's lore. For humble though her carriage be, a greater knight we'll never see.
It's not hard to find the embassy. Just listen for the arguing.
All must follow the peace edict. It is the rule in Issa.
Have you noticed how the gnomes never seem to exit their branch of the embassy?
If this were my city, I'd want to hide it too. If the gardens of Issa ever fell, I cringe to think of the outcome.
Enough in Felltown, but we still like to keep our secrets. Everyone is listening.
Memory Walk is an unnatural place, cursed by the Fae's false gods. I would avoid it if I were you.
I hope you're here about the job. Demand is higher than ever. I'm just too busy to deal with anything else. Making a fortune is what? These visitors come with obscene amounts of gold or treasure. They don't mind parting with it. My plan was brilliant. I created a blade, Fae blade, of course, that makes them authentic, something all of them had to have. That's all they care about anyway. Fae souvenirs. I called it the Honor brand. Truth be told, it's dull as a stick, but it's easy to make. Listen, if you can find the parts and make them, I'll pay good money. Fabulous, fabulous! You know a good deal when you see it. There aren't enough people like you in Issa. The Fae don't even use money. Can you imagine? Once you start forging the Honor brands, bring them to me and I'll provide you with just compensation. Sure. You want to know about me? It's understandable. You want to know who you're going into business with. A wise move. Very wise.
My mother was a merchant in Rathir, and I learned the trade at her side. I took the apprenticeship with Gwenna Hand mostly to get me into Issa. Now I'm on my own. What do I know of Fey politics? I didn't even know they had a city until Gwen and I were allowed in. All I know is that there's opportunity here, thanks to the war. She's the general merchant in the United Merchants delegation down the road. We've been friends for years now, I believe. A good, honest one, that Gwenna. Not just anyone can enter the secret city of the Fae. Oh no. You need an ambassador's endorsement and written authorization, and that's just to be in the lottery. Those in the United Merchants are the lucky ones. Of course, once you see how much gold they actually make in Issa, you will no longer envy them. It's safe, that's for sure, at least for the time being. I don't quite understand the Fae, but they definitely know how to keep a city quiet. I can sum up the war in one word. Folly. It is folly. You will see. Everyone will see. You think I like being confined to this cage? Think again. And after all we've done for them in this war, ungrateful creatures. Goodbye.
Welcome to the merchant's house. You are encouraged to satisfy your desire to acquire possessions. I do not understand it, but it is not for me to understand.
Abide by strangers in Issa. In this city, everyone is family. If you want to get around the peace edict, you'll have to keep your voice down. Not much to tell. Heard the war horn of the recruiters and packed my bags. Slipped out in the dead of the night, I did, and I'm proud of it. What good is fighting when the Tuatha don't die? Besides, I'm a businessman. I got my hand on a pass into Issa, and the rest has been waterfalls and walks by the river. It's not exactly the keys of Rathir, or even the hospitalis quarters of Edessa, but Felltown has its charm. If you find out what it is, be sure to come and find me. It's better than the cellar crawl space I called home just 2 months ago, believe me. The Fae may be grumpy, but they've got nothing on giant rats. You know, that neighborhood in the gnome city of Edessa where the poor live. Oh, it's a lot of fun. The dockside district in Rathir is a lovely place, if you're looking to have your throat cut or contract a nasty disease. Remember it next time you travel there. Well, technically, we're not supposed to carry or sell weapons in Issa, but I've found a few loopholes. As have you. If you're on the market for something deadly, I'm your man. Just don't go blabbing about it to the Fae. They've got buds for brains. Okay, then. The Scholia Arcana are the only outside institution allowed within the city. If you're interested in magic, you should visit them.
If you're looking to buy armor, I'm the only one in Felltown who's authorized to sell it. I'm Gwen Hand, but my customers call me Gwen. I don't have many weapons to offer, on account of the peace edict, but there's still a selection to pick through. Have at it. He's a dear friend from years ago. He spent time as my apprentice, but recently set out on his own. He sells authentic ritual Fey blades outside in the square. The Tuatha were intensifying their attacks against Mel Sinshir, the Bastion in the east. Of course, that's just rumors. I pray they're not true. This is where the Fey keep us so we don't blemish their pretty city. Can't say I blame them. We're an unruly and ugly lot, mortals. The Fae didn't have laws, at least not official ones, until we arrived. Now they insist that those of us who live in Issa must keep its peace. No weapons. You must be one of the special exemptions. Let me guess. Ambassador? Scholia Arcana? Could be anything. My twin brother and I were entering the army to fight for the Alpha when I panicked. I couldn't. I'm not a fighter. I came to Issa instead. I'm not proud of running, but I'm much more useful here as an unofficial ambassador of sorts. Not everyone's a fighter. Being here isn't good for business, that's for sure. I see the same damn 20 faces every day. But it's an honor for Britt and I to be here. Make no mistake about that. Come back again.
Greetings. Memory Walk is an unnatural place. Cursed by the Fae's false gods.
Get to know your blade here. You've been watching me long enough. What is it? Did I wrong you in another life, sister? Goodbye. Idle hands can lead one into trouble. The best way to keep busy is to learn a useful trade. Goodbye.
You will feel at home here, mortal. There's plenty of deceit and hatred to keep you interested.
Then we must do what needs to be done.
Perhaps we must finally swallow our dignity and draw our swords. Quiet. We must not discuss this further in the open.
Let me guess. You're here to buy a title. No? A bribe, is that what you want? Listen to me. I'm no one's plaything. I apologize. Forgive me. Sometimes the work in this place is too much. I thought Isa would be different, but it's just another nest of snakes. I understand. Well, I can offer you the traditional Alpha titles that are available at the embassy. That's fine. If you change your mind, please do come back. Farewell.
I apologize, but one of my station has many obligations to attend to. Please, excuse me.
Welcome to the embassy, young one. I am Scholar Icob of the Domus Politica. What brings you to my chamber? Farewell.
I have titles, but for a price. Aren't you bold? This is the Varani wing of the embassy, and few venture here without being summoned. I am Ambassador Odvar, he who bloodies the waters. I don't have time for this.
You must be the special messenger Tatarian's expecting. Trust me, the rest of us have heard plenty about it. Erwin can't keep his big mouth shut. I am Methani Keen, Dokalfar ambassador to the Summer Court Fae. I'm sorry. This is a difficult position sometimes. Something is about to happen, and it must be stopped. But that is all I can say. This is neither the time nor the place. If you're interested in hearing my story, meet me in the worship circle after dark, near the gates. I will wait for you there. I've met with him several times. I'll admit, he radiates a certain presence, but I'm less interested in charisma than I am in leadership. Isa is fine, and the Fae are tolerable, but many believe they should do more to support the war effort. It's unjust to live in peace while the rest of the world burns. This is where the Fae hide us to keep us out of sight. I used to take offense, but I got over it. I wouldn't want to live near them. Strange things, the Fae. They are a council of Fae nobles that advise the High King in matters of politics. Not that they even understand what that means. To them, politics is just a game. Well, more of a game than usual. You understand my meaning. This is not the place. I will meet you in the time and place I specified. Goodbye.
If you're looking to drown your worries at the bottom of a bottle, this is the place for you. I'm Gurturn Asker, and this is my establishment. But if you're looking for the Victor's Brew, we don't sell that in Asker's Alley, and you'll have to take your business elsewhere. It's the most popular drink in Amalur, at least it is now. My Asker's Ale used to be the preferred beverage, but every day brings more cancelled orders. My brother and I are working on a new drink, but it requires something special. Wait a minute. Maybe you could help. If you do, I could see to it that the merchants in Issa treat you well. So here's what we're thinking. Bring back our grandmother's favorite Asker's Draft, a classic. The recipe calls for bristletongue seeds, and if you're talking rare ingredients, bristletongue tops the list. It's worthless for potions, but tastes fabulous. The problem is that the Fae control the use of bristletongue, as it's a product of the Font's waters. Talk to Jackson, their apothecary. He can probably get it for us. The ambassadors requested that facilities be created where flesh and blood folks could put their feet up. Not that the Fae know what that means. So the Allmain approached my family about starting a tavern. The alley does well, but I'm no businessman. It's been in our family for 4 generations, since the days of Almir the Bold. Our grandmother entrusted us with the formula, and we made a fortune from it. But I'm afraid we've been replaced by a new drink. Almir the Bold was the first king of the Almain. He brought us out of lawlessness and misery. We've always wanted to name a drink after him. There's a brewery near Rathia that makes it. Very small, very secretive. But they've found their niche, that's for certain. Cheap and powerful. It's not a drink for the man who appreciates craftsmanship, tradition. It just helps the soldiers forget all they've been through. Oh, yes, sorry. The United Merchants Delegation. It's a coalition of traders that have been granted permission to sell their wares in Issa. I wouldn't say I ran from the war. I just don't need to know every little thing that's going on. There are other ways to help. Getting folks drunk is one of them. I know better than to criticize the Fae. They call us children of dust. We treat them like people, but they're like no people I've ever met. This city has been here for thousands of years. Longer than that, even. It will be here long after we're gone. He spends his time in the Lyceum Grove and the Understyle section of town. He's an odd duck, always crafting new tonics. Some advice? Don't drink any. Good luck.
Don't be too impressed by other nobles and ambassadors. Anyone can buy a title. They're available for a small sum in the embassy.
Turn away, mortal. The Den of Night is meant for the impudent. Your entrance shall be denied. It is where the brazen and unrepentant are sent to consider their crimes. Must I point out that the Den of Night's occupants are almost always mortals? They are given time to reflect, and when they are ready, they may brave the beasts of the Hollow to return to us here on the surface. It's a great privilege for mortals to reside in this, our most sacred dwelling. Try to deny your dustling impulses and resist from killing each other. My own telling has brought me here to the Gardens of Issa, to act as one of its guardians and caretakers. I'll protect it from any threat, including you. Farewell.
Welcome.
Oh, excellent. Another... Oh, a mortal. I don't think I could... Oh. Why, you're the ruler of the House of Ballads. How extraordinary. You wouldn't be interested in aiding a mere squire, would you? It is well beyond your station to do so, but, well, I face quite the predicament. My role is with the Hall of Appointments, to prepare visiting ambassadors and dignitaries to meet with the Court of Summer. Right now, there are 4 terrible, regal lords and ladies that wish to see High King Tatarian, but they are a fickle lot and require extra, handling. They must enter the font in a procession, but each has his or her own preferences, and I can't afford to offend any of them. Wonderful. That's one less aggravation that demands my concern. Thank you, mortal. The dignitaries have been seen about the gardens, enjoying its many splendors. I will remain here and await your advice. I enjoy my role as steward, but my fear of Lady Olana overshadows any pleasure I might find in the tasks assigned to me. She is quite critical. Few dustlings ever make their way to these gardens. I believe they fear us, as they fear the elements. As they should. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you not like to be called dustlings? I am steward of the High King's List, and apprentice to the Lady of Receivership. Olana will be so displeased once she finds out I failed her so. Well, I've never met him, of course. Such an honor is not granted to squires. But they say he is quite incredible. As tall as a tree and radiating a great light, as though a sun burned within him. The birds sing to herald his glory. She is well suited to her role as the Lady of Receivership, as she enjoys judging the worth of others. She has assessed me as well, and I have been found lacking. Farewell, Honorable One.
Greetings.
Welcome to the Lyceum Grove, where the majesty of the font is glorified and regulated. I am Jackson, apprentice to the fontmaster and steward of tinctures and elixirs. Bristletongue, my, that would be something. A mockingbird with the font's only yield. Of course I will tell you where it is. What would be the fun in refusing? But before I do that, you need to offer me something. Isn't that how you mortals act? One deed for another? As steward of tinctures and elixirs, I often dabble in alchemy, especially with the water from the font. And I need you to drink this potion. Good. I will know what this does to the mortal constitution. Go on, big gulps now. None of that sipping. Farewell, mortal.
long in Feldholm.
Sage Crafting Services here.
They send the ruler of the House of Ballads to serve me? What form of unnatural mortal game is this? Why are you here? Me? Well, my seniority dictates that I should be leading this procession, but my lame leg prevents me from taking my rightful place. I should bring up the rear. I will make it to Tartarean's throne, even if I have to crawl. Great Huntress Heartwen should go first, leading us all. She's particularly like that. I would hate to anger her. Of course.
Greetings.
Damn quiet, damn fools. Ah, I'm sorry, friend, I didn't see you there. I'm afraid I'm a bit concerned. A few nights ago, I was the victim of an attempted robbery. Someone sought to steal a gem of mine from a chest I warded myself. That night, 3 initiates fled the chapter. Cassera, Aloran, and Bertrand. I suspect they were somehow involved. They could only have run into the She. Can you find them? Thank you. Find out what happened and I'll be grateful. There are many things we have learned from our time with the Fae, though their magic is quite unlike ours. The finest practitioners of the arcane crafts on the continent can be found within the Order. I'm an experienced sagecrafter. My skills as a mage leave much to be desired, but no one knows stones like I do. You've got to find them. They're somewhere in the She, I'm sure of it. There's 3 of them. Cassera, Bertrand, and Aloran. They must be in the She. Find them there. Don't be a stranger! How goes the search? Goodbye!
Well, happy to see an unfamiliar face. Scholia Arcana's close-knitted enough without being sequestered in Issa. Didn't know the Fae had cities, or whatever you might call this, until I came out here. I can understand why they wouldn't want to share it, though. I love the Order. Never felt more at home than among my peers. But I only wish there were more of us. If you do enough good works, the Scholia sends you to Issa. Apparently, they're keen on learning some of the magics of the Fae. Be well.
Welcome to the Issa chapter house of the Scholia Arcana. How may I be of assistance? We are an order of magic practitioners dedicated to the fostering of knowledge regarding all things mystical and arcane. While the heart of our power lies in Rathir, we keep an embassy here in Issa to maintain strong relations with the Fae. Traditionally, our applicants undergo years of preparation, but we understand your circumstances are somewhat irregular. Ever since you entered the city, we've been watching you. After all, an endorsement from Niralim is not quickly dismissed. If it is your wish to join our order, you must first complete the trial of initiation. It is a ritual that will better equip us to understand what place you might have among us. I will not lie. Some do not survive the ordeal. Of those who do, only a select few are chosen to become members of our order. Then first I shall present you with this. It is the story of the Order's founding and a good primer for all who wish to join our ranks. Now I shall summon the circle of mages necessary to perform the ritual. Savant Engar will lead the trial. Speak to him in the Delving Hall when you're ready to begin. As a docent of the Scholia Arcana, my duties involve handling all tasks necessary for the day-to-day administration of the Order's affairs in Issa. The Issa chapter is but a small branch of our larger Rathir chapter in the plains of Erethel. We focus more on researching the magics of the Fae and Dalentarth in pure instruction. Despite Joram's frustrations, the wild magic of the Fae can be channeled in the most extraordinary ways. It is a great honor for us to be granted a place among them. We are a society of mages dedicated to the study of magic. Short of joining, the best way to learn about the Order is to read On the Founding of the Scholia Arcana. Farewell.
Greetings.
Do you have the authority to be here? The gardens of Issa
I await news from the Hall of Appointments, but surely you aren't their messenger. The ruler of the House of Ballads serves no one. Order? I care nothing for order. It is the others who insist on such foolishness and frippery. However, if you are the one who determines such things, may I ask that you place me behind the warlord Wenery? I enjoy watching her backside travel. Ah, very clever. Apologies, my fleshy friend. I will not help you get me in trouble. Remember, behind Lady Whinery. Always a pleasure. I am at your service, fleshy master.
Please obey the edict. You belong in Feldfarm.
May Lyria touch.
This is a waste of time.
Do not enter, Dustling.
You're welcome in the keep, as long as your honor's intact. And you have their daggers as proof? Yes, I see you do. Very good. Here's your pay. Good then.
Found your way to Castel and Delfric, I see. Shall we begin? Or should we stand around until my hair grows grey? Right. Now listen up. The job today is to find out who, or what, has been attacking caravans along this road. Our hunt starts from here to the fork in the road. Fan out and move quickly. Look for any clues, then gather at the fork. On my word, go! Eyes peeled! Spread apart now!
You go that way. I'll go by the road.
What are we looking for? Thieves? Blood? I don't see a damn thing.
What was that? Where's Curran? Oh, Mitharu!
Where's Curran? Curran! We've only just set out and already down one. Pathetic. Anyone see anything? No sign of the attacker. Moving on. Turn east and across the stream. Up to the steps of the old ruins. Go! Hireling Crand is dead. Whatever, whoever it was, got him. Let him lie for now. I want the rest of you to be prepared. Weapons out, eyes sharp. We get some action today, maybe more than you bargained for. Look sharp!
Did you hear something? It's going to get me! Gods help me!
Then keep moving and stay alert. We've lost a second, but I caught a glimpse of it this time. Whatever or whoever it was went into the ruins. Steady now, weapons ready, and follow me. And keep your eyes open! Watch out! Not now. Niskaru, in Dalentarth. Where the hell did they come from? Never mind that. We've got to track them down. I suppose the dead deserve better than nothing. We mourn the fallen, hireling. Give me a moment and a bit of space. We honor our fallen hirelings. True to their oaths, they died to a foe. And so their deaths shall be. What? The use. They knew the risk. Let's get going. Through here. See? Scuff marks here. Yes, it's this way. Found your way to... Shall we begin? Right, our hunts fan out and eyes peel.
Maybe there are some tracks. Or something.
What are we even looking for? How... Never...
You go that way. I'll go by the road.
What are we looking for? Thieves? Blood? I don't see a damn thing.
What was that? Where's Bray? Oh, Mitharu!
Where's Bray? Bray! Gods damn it! We've only just set out and anyone see it. Moving on! Turn east and I want the rest of you to be... Look sharp!
Did you hear something? It's going to...
We've lost a second, but steady now. Weapons ready. I don't... And keep your eyes open! Watch out! Niskaru. Never mind that. We honor our fall. Show some respect. Keep silent a moment. Let's get going. Through here. See? Scuff marks here. Yes, it's this way. If it isn't Brigand Hall Caverns, of all the rotten holes they had to crawl out of. Well, hireling, the patrol's done. Here's your pay. You've made it this far. I'm going to find out what brought those things to Dalentarth. Come with me, and you might just make Pledge Shield. Come through this hole, and I'll see you earn Pledge Shield rank. You shall be sworn to war, one of the Order. Precious few boast that honor. Easy now, stripling. Earn your way to Pledge Shield first. Then, in 5 or 10 years' good service, you'll make Oathblade. Beasts of pure chaos. Or so I've been told. No mortal eyes have beheld them in hundreds of years. Not around here, at any rate. Drove ne'er a red hand out of these caves myself. That was years ago. Before that, Tyne Delphrig waded in, after Gareth Rill. Some cutpurse or another is always trying to make a name for himself in Brigand Hall. Now, that's what I like to hear. We'll make a war sworn of you yet. Now by Eamon's oath